energy fight for free and fair trade, we created more than 7 million jobs. And today, the strength and resilience of the American people is shining through. And this is their day. Congratulations, America. The comeback begins.
Thank you, Mary. And I think very importantly, because it's a great state and you have so many great states involved with energy, but we had basically a disaster just a month ago. We had a disaster with respect to energy. It was down to zero. It was worthless. And that's 5 million jobs, maybe much more than that indirectly, probably close to 10 million jobs, energy jobs in Texas, and North Dakota, and Oklahoma, and many other states. New Mexico, great state, great energy state it's become. And we saved that industry in a short period of time. And you know who helped us? Saudi Arabia and Russia. And then we got Mexico to do what they really had to do. And I want to thank the president of Mexico. He was terrific. In the end, he was terrific. But we saved the energy industry. That would have been catastrophic to lose it. And now it's up to almost $40 a barrel. And people would have said that's impossible. But we got Saudi Arabia, Russia, and others to cut back very substantially. OPEC plus. We call it OPEC plus. But they were the leaders. And we appreciate that very much. Could I ask Kevin and Larry to say a few words, please?
Thank you, sir. I'll be brief as I can. I know it's pretty darn hot.
I haven't noticed it. Is it hot? Nobody hot.
You're pretty good at it. So, preceding this number were a number of green shoots, as we call them in economics or finance. And as the president has mentioned, things like, Apple mobility, traveling indexes, the housing applications for new homes are skyrocketing. New businesses and new business applications are skyrocketing. So we've seen a lot of pieces of evidence. The key to today's number, 2.5 million payrolls and 3.8 million households from which the unemployment comes. The key is that those who were temporarily laid off have gone back to work, 3 million some odd. And that's because of the reopening, and that's because of the success of the president and vice president's mitigation policies, which had to be taken. Now the reopening begins. Here's a footnote. At May 12th, for the week the survey was taken, a little less than 50% of small businesses had reopened. According to the Chamber of Commerce, the most recent number in late May, early June, 80%, 79% of small business have reopened. So we're going to see more continued progress in the June jobs numbers when they come out. And I want to add also, my friend and colleague, Secretary Steven Mnuchin's leadership on the payroll protection program has kept people on temporary call, have kept them furloughed, but they knew they were going to come back. The PPP has distributed $510 billion and has probably saved as much as 50 million jobs. And overall, we've extended tax rebates and other payments, 159 million Americans for nearly $275 billion. The rescue package works. It was the largest in American history. Now, we are seeing weekly unemployment claims coming down, continued claims coming down. The 13.3% unemployment rate has come down. And I think, as the president has noted, these trends will continue. This was a sharp, tough, heartbreaking pandemic contraction. It's not a typical economic contraction. It was like a bad hurricane or a bad snowstorm. There's a lot of heartache in that, and there's a lot of hardship in that, absolutely. But they're sharp and fast, and they recover fast. And we are beginning to see this rapid recovery, which I believe will extend well into the third quarter and the fourth quarter. We're still looking for some 20% economic growth in Qs 3 and 4, and a big number in 2021 as we move forward with presidential policies of lower taxes and regulations and energy and fair and reciprocal trade deals that created a phenomenal economy before the pandemic and can recreate and rebuild that phenomenal economy afterwards. And I bring in my great pal, Kevin Hassett.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.